What's going on, good people? Welcome back to the station destination. Debbie, you know who it is. I am the captain of this here thing that we do, Ray G. Got my partner in crime, Jordan Richards, with me, and this is the All Gas Show powered by FTN Fantasy. Make sure you head over to ftnfantasy.com. Listen, sports are back. The Lakers locking up that number one seed. NBA is in full swing. MLB, Aaron Judge is on an absolute tear. Golf is back. Football is back. We actually saw players on the field. The Denver Broncos, I saw they've got like this sanitizing station, you know what I mean, to keep them sanitized, to keep them clean, to keep COVID off of them. Football is back. College football is here. We've got collegiate football. Different conferences are making adjustments and stuff like that for the upcoming season. But we are seeing some of those top college players opt out. We just saw Caleb Farley, the top-rated corner in the 2021 class from Virginia Tech. He opted out. And today, Tuesday, August, the 4th, Rashad Bateman, one of the top wide receivers in the 2021 class, actually opted out of the 2020 college football season. And I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. Those top players, listen, I've said this 1,000 fucking times. These athletes are creatures of habit, and everything about the collegiate season, everything about their habit has been completely flipped upside down, from spring ball to summer workouts to training camp and then season being delayed and all this stuff. Like, they're not going to risk it, man, and that's okay. That's okay. They're still going to be drafted high. They're still going to be on our fantasy teams here in the near future. But there are also opt-outs on the NFL side. There are a ton of players opting out. There haven't been a ton of big names that have opted out so far. I know we heard there was one today that Marcus Gilbert, the right tackle for the Cardinals, opts out, which is kind of a blow for Kyler Murray. That offensive line is already a little bit shaky. But the New England Patriots lead the league in opt-outs so far. And my man Jay has a conspiracy theory about New England and all of these opt-outs. You want to hit the people with your unsolved mysteries conspiracy theory, Jay?
All right, so here's the thing with Bill Belichick that you guys all know. He likes to bend the rules. He likes to find those loopholes. He likes to do whatever he can to give his team an edge. Now, I'll give this caveat. I am a Patriots fan, so I'm all for the tank year. But Bill just lost his franchise quarterback, the greatest quarterback of all time, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now he's trying to figure out what he's going to do next. He signs Cam Newton. He has this team that, you know, they have that stellar defense. Maybe they'll lean on the run game. But now they have COVID. What can he do about COVID? Well, maybe he says to a few players, how about you stay at home? You know, Dante Hightower, stay at home. Patrick Chung, I think you have a new family, stay at home. You know, maybe the McCourty twins say, maybe you guys stay at home too. All of a sudden, then what happens? He's got, you know, half a team, 3/4 of a team. They're going to compete for last place with the Jaguars and whoever else is going to be dead last. They are going to be a team that you're going to see intentionally tank. Maybe it's going to be under the table. Maybe it's going to be, you know, kind of within the organization. But I could fully see Kraft and Bill saying, you know what? We don't have a shot this year. We lost Tom. We're still paying his stupid salary. So let's just say, forget this. Let's just tank. Let's tell our guys to stay home. They have the excuse of COVID, and we can make it happen. I don't know why people aren't on this more. This is definitely exactly what's going on.
Listen, my wife is a conspiracy theorist. My mother-in-law is a conspiracy theorist. And now you with these conspiracy theories, I don't know how much of that I can take. When you say it kind of makes sense, but I just can't see New England tanking. Like, you know, when you think about the teams in the NFL that are habitually bad, you know, I know Cincinnati has got Joe Burrow in, but how many games are they going to win? The Miami Dolphins, they're still not very good. I don't know if they're last place bad, but, you know, I'm trying to think of some other teams that are just like dog shit terrible, and I just can't see New England like ending up with the number one pick. Now, maybe a top 5 pick, and even if they don't hit with Trevor Lawrence, you still have Justin Fields and probably Trey Lance. So there's definitely a good possibility that they end up with one of those top quarterbacks in the 2021 class. But speaking of opt-outs, what we really want to talk about and really want to dive into in this show, and we are pulling no punches. We are not holding any of those punches back. We've had a little bit of time to digest this news, a little bit of time to really think about it and not overreact. I didn't want to put out a video right away overreacting, and I wanted some time to formulate my thoughts. Damien Williams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the news broke, and it was just like holy hell broke out on Twitter, social media, YouTube, and it is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, wheels up. It's going all the way down for CEH. Yeah, I mean, redraft, Dynasty, DFS. I mean, he's going to be a smash play, man. There's nothing else to say. I mean, Damien Williams was the only thing kind of in his way, right? Because Damien Williams, the last time we saw him on the field, he should have probably won Super Bowl MVP. He was absolutely dynamic for the Chiefs in the playoffs. We all know that he wasn't going to be the long-term answer, which was evidenced by Kansas City's draft day moves to take a running back in the first round, which is a horrible pick. I mean, he's going to be great for fantasy, and it's exciting and fun, but for like real football, that was a horrible pick. They did not need a running back, but here we are, neither here nor there. Damien Williams is out of the picture. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the clear starter. Behind him, Darwin Thompson, Darrell Williams, and Dwayne Washington, played with Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. But it's what's happening now that I really want to talk about. What is going on in the fantasy football space, in the Dynasty community in particular, and then talk about seasonal leagues. But just your initial thoughts and your reactions to CEH pretty much assuming and taking over that clear-cut RB1 role for the Kansas City Chiefs with Damien Williams opting out.
So this is actually a discussion we've had quite a bit lately, kind of going back and forth on it. And this is the all gas show, so we got to have our take. We're not going to stay on the fence here. And I am fully on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire fence for Dynasty. And the main reason why is obviously that tie to Patrick Mahomes. And even like you and I talked about, the best comparable for Clyde Edwards-Helaire right now is Kareem Hunt. And you look at how efficient Kareem Hunt was, both with Alex Smith on that Kansas City offense and then with Patrick Mahomes in the 11 games he played with him as a starter. He was an extremely efficient running back, on pace for, I believe, over 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns in his would have been second season in the league, playing with Patrick Mahomes for his first year. And then with Alex Smith, he obviously broke the rushing record and still had, I believe, 16 touchdowns. So if we're going to use that as the benchmark for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I don't know if that's acceptable. Kareem Hunt is still an exceptional talent. But when we compare to Jonathan Taylor, who still has that Marlon Mack in his way, still has that to kind of overcome in his first season, but long term, obviously playing behind that offensive line is going to be really advantageous for him. But he does not have Patrick Mahomes beside him. And I think that to me is the X factor, is there's so much attention to those weapons and most importantly to that quarterback. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, just like all the other running backs that have ever been there, will always be second fiddle, second priority for that defensive coordinator on Sundays.
So let's take this in sections, right? When you look at consensus rankings, right? A lot of dynasty rankings. This is dynasty rankings. The way that we have it is Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, Nick Chubb, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So we've got Edwards-Helaire as the 9th rated running back in Dynasty, Jonathan Taylor as 11, J.K. Dobbins at 13, and then DeAndre Swift way down there at 17. So when you're looking at the players who are ranked higher, just rankings, Dynasty consensus rankings, I mean, are you taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Nick Chubb? Are you taking him over Miles Sanders, Mixon, Kamara, Cook, Elliott? How high? And this is ADP. This isn't rankings. This is ADP. How high are you taking CEH now based on Damien Williams opting out?
I would take him right behind Kamara. So if I'm talking about my personal rankings, he'd be right at 5. Because I'd still put him ahead of Dalvin Cook. As good as Dalvin Cook is, I think I would put him ahead of Dalvin Cook. I still love Kamara. And actually, we had debate CH versus Kamara around rookie season. I was a little bit high on CH there. I came back a little bit, but I'm now that Damien Williams is gone, I'm back right there again. So you think about our consensus or my personal rankings, it's easily CMC, Saquon, Zeke, Kamara, and then I think CH easily falls in right there at 5.
So above Joe Mixon, above Miles Sanders, above Nick Chubb, above Josh Jacobs, and above Jonathan Taylor?
I think the situation is that good for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, especially having that clear path. As much as I want to put Jonathan Taylor higher, he does still, to me, he is basically Nick Chubb, like we've talked about that comp. He is Nick Chubb without the NFL production, right? So do I believe that Jonathan Taylor can be better than Nick Chubb? Very close. I hope that Jonathan Taylor can become Nick Chubb or better, but Nick Chubb's also done it in the NFL, and actually at a very, very successful rate, despite having a putrid passing attack to deal with last season. So
yeah,
it's close for me, though. It's very close.
Okay, so if we're just talking about the talent of the players, if you could pick Edwards-Helaire or Jonathan Taylor, just the talent, who is the better running back?
The better running back is Jonathan Taylor, and I'm very, very confident about that.
Okay, and did Jonathan Taylor land in a prime situation?
A better rushing spot, yes.
Okay, so you've got a better running back in a better rushing situation who is 5'11", 230 pounds, and ran a 4.39 40-yard dash, a bigger size speed specimen than even Saquon Barkley himself. You've got all of that. You see this picture of Jonathan Taylor? Did you see the picture of JT?
I've been there. Oh man, I can't even get out of my brain.
So,
it's like,
I'm not here slandering CEH. I think it's 1-2. It's 1-2 between the guys. But I ask this question to everybody when we're talking about players who were on that LSU team in 2019. How much of that was CEH and how much of that was Joe Burrow, Joe Brady, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Thaddeus Moss, the offensive line? I just posed the question. I'm posing the question. He tested as an average athlete at the combine. We know his production. Yeah, we know his production over 1,400 rushing yards, over 50 receptions. We know what he did in 2019, and he absolutely lands in a prime situation. Kansas City does not run the ball a lot. I believe they were middle-of-the-road teams as far as rush attempts last year, and maybe that improves with Edwards-Helaire. He's 5'7", 206 pounds, not really worried about his size. He's plenty athletic enough. We see what he does out of the backfield. We see what he can do between the tackles. But when you're talking about Dynasty in particular, give me Jonathan Taylor. I understand the argument, especially in PPR formats. In seasonal leagues, in redraft, I believe there are only, let's say, half-point PPR leagues. In half-point PPR leagues, I'm definitely taking CMC, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara. And for me, the conversation starts with a Nick Chubb, with a Dalvin Cook, and even with a Derrick Henry to a certain degree in half-point PPR, not full-point PPR, in half-point PPR leagues, seasonal leagues. I don't know if he's better than those guys right now. A lot of people just basing this off of the Kansas City situation. Seasonal leagues is one thing. Dynasty, I don't think that I could take Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Jonathan Taylor, and I love CEH. You know me, I'm a college football guy. This is Destination Devi. I've been talking about Clyde Edwards-Helaire since September of 2019 of how talented he is. Jonathan Taylor is one of the greatest running backs in college football history. His production is off the charts. His size, speed, athleticism is ridiculous. And I just think that I'm seeing Clyde Edwards-Helaire off of the board in Dynasty startups as RB3 right after Saquon Barkley. And I think that's a mistake. I think that is a mistake to take him as the third best running back off of the board in Dynasty startups. He's a first-round pick, a top 10 pick in Dynasty startup drafts, and that's only going to continue to go up as we get closer and inch towards that season. Like, Patrick Mahomes is, yes, he's the rainmaker of that offense, and he's going to make things go, but Tyreek Hill's going to get his. Kelsey's going to get his. Edwards-Helaire is going to get his, but are you banking on the situation over the talent long term? Is that sort of the play? Is that your game theory here?
So I think it's a combination of two things, right? I think you may even attest to, and maybe not, it depends, but do you think that CH could potentially have a longer career than Jonathan Taylor because of the difference in workload? CH will probably see a lighter workload running the ball, especially between the tackles. He'll catch more balls out of the backfield. Obviously, injuries can still happen, but if we're just talking about probabilities here, if Jonathan Taylor is carrying the ball 280, 300 times like he was in college, there is going to be more wear and tear on that body in the NFL, just like there was for him in college, right? So if you're just talking about longevity for both those prospects, it's just probably on CH's side. They may get similar touches, and for all we know, Jonathan Taylor may get more. Now, yes, of course, situation plays into it. Andy Reid's running back history plays into it, and a lot of it, to me, even Kareem Hunt's success plays into it as well. Now, I would pose the question to you because I think I have an idea of the answer. But how many like you're saying that Jonathan Taylor is equal to CEH now, but the issue we all know and everyone's always admitted it's targets. What is that magic number of targets that we need to see from Jonathan Taylor to where that rushing upside of we'll just say 2,000 yards, because we know he has that in him if he really blew up one year. But how many targets is it going to take for him to catch CEH, who may see 70, 80 targets, right? And I think that's really the question we have to answer for these folks at home is, even though Jonathan Taylor may rush for 1,500 yards every single year, we've seen Derrick Henry do it. How many receptions is it going to take for him to be an RB1 in the way that CEH could be an RB1, like we all expect, with 200 carries, 230 carries, but 70, 80 receptions?
Let me tell you something, and I'm going to say this right here live. Well, it's not really live. It's recorded, but I'm going to say this right now. If we're talking about the next 2,000-yard rusher in the NFL, Jonathan Taylor, if we're going to see one, he's going to be the next 2,000-yard rusher in the NFL. Behind that offensive line, with his talent, with his skill set, playing in a dome in Indianapolis, they want to run the ball. They are going to build around JT and Quentin Nelson and Anthony Costanzo and Ryan Kelly. They are going to build around that stallion of a running back, Jonathan Taylor. And when you're talking about targets, I don't know what the magic target number is, but I know he caught 26 passes last year for over 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He was not used in that role at Wisconsin, but neither was Melvin Gordon. He wasn't used in that same fashion either, and we see how devastating Melvin Gordon was with the Los Angeles Chargers when he was not holding out and getting lapped up by Austin Eckler. So I'm not concerned about JT and his target share. Will he command the same targets that Clyde Edwards-Helaire does? No, not at all. Edwards-Helaire is a lock for 70 damn receptions a season for the most part. But
Probably
when you look at JT, I'm just 1,977 yards as a true freshman, 2,194 yards as a true sophomore, 2,003 yards and 21 TDs with 26 receptions, 252 yards and 5 TDs as a junior. He is one of the best runners we ever saw, and then tested as one of the most athletic running backs at the position in years. I think a lot of people were chasing the Kansas City glory. We all want a piece of either Tyreek Hill or Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce and even Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But don't forget the talent of Jonathan Taylor, and I think his situation, while he may not have Patrick Mahomes, that Indianapolis, Marlon Mack rushed for over 1,000 yards last year and missed time, and he isn't half the athlete that Jonathan Taylor is. I've just seen some things happen, Jordan. I've seen some trades go down that just blow my mind. So I posted a tweet on Twitter, and I said, would you trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire for DeAndre Swift and a 2021 first? That was the question I posed. I'll put it up here. Overwhelmingly, oh my God, yes, within a heartbeat, absolutely, I would do it. No doubt in my mind, I would trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay, that's what people say, but when it comes down to it, let's talk about some moves that have actually happened since the trade over the past couple of days involving Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So, I see one here where Clyde Edwards-Helaire was traded straight up for Nick Chubb, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and a 2021 third. Would you accept that deal? Would you move Edwards-Helaire for Chubb, a third, and Whiteside?
I would not. There's no way.
You would not. Okay.
To me, it's just Chubb for CEH straight up.
Okay. I'm starting with some softballs. Here's another trade. All right. 12-team league, Superflex, PPR format. Clyde Edwards-Helaire and D.D. Westbrook were traded, and a 4th-round pick were traded for DeAndre Swift, Deontay Johnson, Darius Slayton, and a 2021 third. What side do you have there? Edwards-Helaire, Westbrook, and a 4th, Swift, Johnson, Slayton, and a 3rd.
This is a lot closer for me, but I'm going to take CEH in that one.
DeAndre Swift, Deontay Johnson, and Darius Slayton for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, essentially.
I'm going to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold firm.
You're going to hold firm. You're gonna hold. You're gonna hold.
I'm also a get the best player in the trade kind of person. So that definitely would hold true.
So who's the better player, Edwards-Helaire or DeAndre Swift? I get it. The situation, right? Situation.
The situation trumps it. Yeah, situation trumps it. I'm sorry. I know.
Okay, here goes one. Here goes another one. Here goes another one. Clyde Edwards-Helaire and a 2021 fourth for Aaron Jones. You take CEH
man, that's
there.
Yeah, because Aaron Jones
CEH there. Nyheim Hines, Jonathan Taylor, and a 2021 second for Edwards-Helaire, Kelvin Harmon, and a 2021 fourth. Taylor, Hines, and a second for Edwards-Helaire, a fourth, and Kelvin Harmon.
I think I'm gonna have to roll with CH, man. Like as much as you get Hines, like to me, it's still just, do you want CH or do you want JT? Which side of the fence are you on? The second, we've talked about that a lot. The second intrigues me, especially for 2021, but I also don't know who may stay an extra year versus who is definitely coming out. I'm totally comfortable with first-round picks. It's the second-round picks that I don't really know where that talent level is going to be depending on who comes out and who stays.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Deontay Johnson for Derrick Henry.
Dude, that's Clyde Edwards-Helaire by a landslide.
Yeah,
you know, I'd still Derrick Henry for that.
Some of these that I found are just... Some of these are fucking wild. Like, I don't even understand.
And Deontay Johnson, man, that guy's gonna be crazy good.
Okay, here's the last one we're gonna talk about. This was a big one. Edwards-Helaire, DJ Moore, and Robert Woods. Okay, I know. For Jonathan Taylor, Christian Kirk, Cooper Kupp, 109, and a 2021 second.
That's the CEH side. I would say by a lot, to be honest. By a lot. Like, I'm cool with taking Robert Woods over Cooper Kupp, and he's really the only other piece. Then you talk about getting DJ Moore. Whew.
Essentially, and here goes the ultimate one, which brings us to this topic. Jonathan Taylor for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and you want the CEH side, right?
Yeah, I'm rolling with CEH right now. I am.
I think in seasonal leagues, he's the right play. There's no doubt that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to outproduce Jonathan Taylor this upcoming NFL season. There's no doubt. Marlon Mack is still in Indianapolis. He will still receive carries. I know JT is beastie, and in the long term, he's going to be a absolute stud. But in 2020, seasonal leagues, absolutely, I'm taking CEH over Jonathan Taylor. Long term, in Dynasty, give me JT over CEH, and I love CEH, and it's by a hair. I'm just banking on the talent, and I think his situation, while not having the weapons around him, that offensive line is dominant.
That's his weapon.
And when you have somebody with legit home run ability from anywhere on the field, out of the backfield, up the middle, toss sweeps, I truly believe that JT will be the next 2,000-yard rusher in the NFL. And I'm gonna tweet that shit out so I can put it on paper, so I can have the receipts. JT is the next 2,000-yard rusher in the NFL at some point. Not like this year or next year, maybe. Shit, it might be 2021. JT2K. We saw CJ2K, AP2K. We are going to see JT2. He's that type of running back. He can literally carry that shit on his back, on those massive shoulders, and get shit done. So, seasonal leagues, CEH, Dynasty, I'm still rolling with Jonathan Taylor over Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and you got CEH over JT. That's fine, man.
I'm taking CEH, but I want to interest you in something real quick before we head out. How about we talk about this? You take CEH, you wait till he has a 3 or 4 touchdown game, you sell him for Jonathan Taylor in a 2021 first, and then you go out, you get yourself Rashad Bateman in the first round. He's already going to the NFL draft. We know that. You got JT, you got Bateman, you have your cornerstone for the next 10 years, and you're good to go. And all it costs you is one Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a one-hit wonder who could be good. Maybe he won't be good. I like him. I like the situation. But if you tell me I can get a first,
I think he's going to be good, man.
I think he'd be good too.
There's no way he's going to be bad. But there's no way I'm taking him over Alvin Kamara. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking him over Zeke Elliott. I'm not taking him over Zeke. I'm not taking him over Kamara. Even in redraft leagues, he's still a rookie, man. He's still a rookie, and DeAndre Washington is there. Darrell Williams is. I'm not saying that there's some significant threat to him long term, but it's Zeke. That's his backfield. I know we like Tony Pollard. It's Zeke's backfield. Alvin Kamara is a focal point of that offense along with Michael Thomas. Miles Sanders, I think once you get to the Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders range, and maybe I still like Miles Sanders. I think Miles Sanders is capable of 1,000 and 1,000. He's capable of that. I'm not saying he's going to get there because of Ertz and Goddard, but he's capable of 1,000 and 1,000 in a season. I think Josh Jacobs is going to take a huge step forward. Joe Mixon situation is a little shaky, so I don't know about that. And then Nick Chubb is a lock for another 1,400 rushing yards, and his upside is capped with Kareem Hunt and receiving the ball. But I just think it's an interesting debate. A lot of people talk about they would take Swift in the first, but we're not seeing those trades go down. People are holding on to CEH, and my advice would be if you have them, hold them. And if you could sell CEH for JT plus or DeAndre Swift plus, there's no doubt in my mind I'm smashing accept on that deal. Jay, I appreciate you stopping by All Gas Show to just talk about this. I think this is one of the who doesn't like talking about the Kansas City Chiefs? It's one of the funnest teams in the NFL. They score points. It's fun for fantasy. It's fun for Dynasty. It's fun for redraft. They're fun for seasonal leagues. They're fun across the board. Jay, appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you guys, ftnfantasy.com, sign up. Use the promo code ALLGAS. Get you a little discount at the checkout. If you like the channel, thumbs up, like it, subscribe. Please like it and subscribe. Comment, engage with us, please. And if you want more exclusive access to me, to Ray and Jay, not the Ray J, Ray and Jay, then make sure you head over to patreon.com/allgas. Sign up, become a member of the squad, join the All Gas Army. Man, we are keeping you up to date. No college season, no top 21 prospects. We got you covered, baby. Don't worry about that shit.
We always going to be here.
We got you. We got you. Got you. But, hey, y'all be blessed. Be safe. Stay motivated. Hustle. Be fucking great. Out of here.